This is truly amazing. A portable television studio. No wonder your president has to be an athlete. He's got to look good on television.
I just wanted to comment a little bit on the race for the 58th Senate seat in South Buffalo, Lackawanna, Blaisdell, Hamburg, some of the other South Towns areas. Tim Kennedy's running on the slogan of Change Albany, which anyone that knows Tim Kennedy just finds that slogan laughable. Tim Kennedy is as much a part of the status quo as anyone you will find in Western New York politics. Tim does whatever he's told to do. Now his strings are being pulled by Steve Pigeon, great honorable guy, and Jim Kane, who everybody knows the Kane's deal is to try to get as many jobs for the Kanes as possible. Everyone knows that. That's common knowledge. I mean, say what you want, but that's common knowledge. You might remember last year when South Buffalo resident Mickey Kearns was running for mayor, Tim Kennedy was part of the South Buffalo team that was out in the streets supporting Byron Brown over one of their own neighbors. I mean, they were all obviously doing that for personal gain. And Byron Brown won, and we found less than a year later where South Buffalo was left out of millions of dollars in block grant funding. And we saw that a lot of it, some of it, went to the barber shops on the east side. That was great, that was nice, and I think we could thank the South Buffalo team for that. Well, anyway, if you remember Timmy Boy supporting Byron Brown over your neighbor, Mickey Kearns, now's a chance to thank him and remember Jack Quinn. You know, this past primary, Tim was talking about how we needed to change Albany, and Stokowski was the villain. And I'll be the first to admit, Stokowski was in there too long. Bill Stokowski was a dinosaur. He was in there for about 30 years. But it was Tim Kennedy and Brian Higgins as well that 2 years ago, when Stokowski was in a tough race with Detective Dennis Delano, who opened up a headquarters on Abbott and Dorrance Avenue, and we're telling everyone, going out in the streets and telling everyone how we needed Bill Stokowski's clout in Albany. So 2 years ago we needed his clout in Albany, and then 2 years later we need to change Albany. These guys are clowns. They will say whatever they have to try to further their own careers. Now his slogan is Change Albany. It's laughable. I still remember when Timmy was handed the Erie County legislator seat, which was vacated by Mark Schroeder when he moved on to the Assembly. There were several speeches at the Knights of Columbus for potential candidates. Some of the people knew that the cookies were in, that it was already going to be handed to Tim. Tim had licked enough envelopes. He passed out flyers. He basically left his pride at the door since he was 16 years old. And some of the speeches were good. Some of them were not so great. They were just... Tim got up there, and I have to say, I was embarrassed for him. He got up there, and he just started... He might as well have had pom-poms in his hands. There was no speech. It was just like, yeah, I'm a Democrat. I love the Democratic Party. Brian Higgins, Brian Higgins. I mean, you know, you think if you knew you were about to get handed the job, that you would have, you know, taken 15 minutes at least to write down something articulate. It was an embarrassing display, and you can expect more of that if you vote for him on November 3rd. I'm voting for Jack Quinn. I just think Jack Quinn is the better candidate, and I think he's more articulate. I think he's more honest, and I just hope you take that into consideration and just remember to go out and vote on November 3rd.